Chapter 2. The Abrahamic Faith. The Jewish faith, as well as the Gospels, stem from the Abrahamic teachings of Abraham, the father of monotheism, Ibrahim, the father of monotheism, who had witnessed peoples swaying from the path of the faith by adopting sculptures and idolatry. In fact, Ibrahim's birth was very similar to Musa's birth. The Namrud, who was the king or pharaoh of his time, was told by a sorcerer about a vision she had. She said, "I dreamt that a child will be born in the kingdom who will bring the Nimrod's kingdom down." The Nimrod then ordered that all pregnant women be brought to his palace and kept in captivity until they give birth. Afterwards, he would check if the child was male, then they would execute him, whereas the girls would be taken to be kept with the harem. Azar, Abraham's father, told his wife to hide in the desert and hid her pregnancy from Nimrod. Azar was an idol sculptor who had made a sculpture who looked like the Nimrod upon his command. The Nimrod wanted to be worshipped among the deities at that time. Thus, Azar is said to have contributed to making this sculpture. The Namrud also commanded that the citizens at the time make a tower so that he would be higher than others. It was mentioned before that the Nimrod was following the Zoroastrian religion, which used to worship the sun or the deity associated with the sun. The Nimrod used to tell people that he allows the sun to rise and set. When Abraham was of age, he would be confused about his worship. Abraham is the son of Azar. His wife and his nephew Lot were the only monotheists at the time of Abraham. People worshiped different deities after the flood. Some worshiped the sun, the moon, fire, shadows, and other so-called sculpture deities, even during Noah's time. Noah's people worship different idols. Some are called Wad, Sawa', Yaghuth, Ya'uq, and Nasr. Each of those were considered gods during the time of Noah. And even though Noah stayed amongst them for over 900 years, calling them to monotheism, they did not listen to him. Therefore, Noah called to God and asked him to destroy them. He did this because he believed that none of these people will worship the one God, since he had been calling them for too long. After the flood, Abraham was selected as the friend of God, whom God had blessed due to his righteousness and faithfulness. Abraham would see people worshipping idols. His father, Azar, was a sculptor and carpenter. He would make idols from clay and wood for his people, and Abraham had to take them to the streets and sell them. Abraham would call, saying, "Come, buy what harms you and does not benefit you," mockingly, because he knew that these idols do not benefit the people but rather harms them. Then Abraham became fed up with their ways, and he questioned what to worship. So he looked at the stars and said, "This is my God." But then the star left his sight. So he said, "I do not like worshipping what hides from me." He saw the moon and did the same. Then he saw the sun and did the same, calling each his God, until he could not see them anymore. Therefore, Abraham told his people that he has set his face straight to the Lord of the heavens and earth, who created them, and that he is Muslim in submission to him. God favored Abraham with wisdom and knowledge due to his righteousness, and thus he became the friend of God, a person who is close with the Lord. He first called his father to monotheism, saying he was guided by God, towards shedding off idolatry and idol worship. He said, O Father, why do you worship that which does not benefit nor harm you? I have been given more knowledge than you, so follow my ways, and I will guide you to the straight path. His father replied, Do you think you are better than worshipping my idols, Abraham? If you do not stop, I will stone you, and I implore you to leave me. Abraham then told him, I will ask my Lord to forgive you. Abraham was told by the angels that he will receive a child. His wife was barren, however, and he was old. But God told him that Abraham will have a child, and he will name him Isaac, and Isaac will have a child, and he will call him Jacob.